Well, now that we have signed in several students to take this quiz, we're going to administer this quiz using students that have signed in, and it pretty much follows the same routine as administering a quiz while they are in anonymous mode. A couple of different variations we can go with. So we're going to start the quiz. So over on our Smart Notebook on the Smart Response tab, we are going to go to Progress and start the assessment. And so now we have the different question sets that are coming up on their remotes. So I'm going to go to the first question. They can see it's a yes/no question. They can answer just like we did before. So we're going to answer these questions. And on the Smart Response tab, it tells me again that all students have answered. And if I click who isn't finished, it tells me all students have finished. So going to the next question, we're going to get students to answer. This time, I'm going to show who isn't finished. Right now, no students have answered. I'm waiting for all these students to finish. And this is one additional benefit of having students sign in, is you'll actually be able to see who has answered the question, who has not. So you'll know who you may be waiting on. That was a little drawback about the anonymous mode, is if you're waiting on a student, there is no way to tell who you're waiting on. This way you can tell who you're waiting on. You can remind them that you're on the next question. You can make sure that Marie has hit the enter button. And you can use this as a tool to help gauge how the class is doing. If there's a student that's taking a lot of time, you can see that they're taking quite a bit of time. So, and once a student has answered, let's say that Albert's answered this question, presses enter, you can see that his name has now disappeared from the list of who we're waiting for, and one student has answered the question. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our students to answer, and you can see that as students answer this question, the list is going down, and now all students have finished answering. And that's really the biggest difference between giving quizzes in anonymous mode and giving quizzes in signed-in mode, is that you can see who's answered, who has not. Now, typically giving a quiz, I don't show who isn't finished. I don't want them to feel pressured or rushed to give answers. The only time that I generally show on the smartboard who isn't finished is if we have been waiting quite a while and we're looking for some students to finish answering, and that's just a reminder for them that they need to check and make sure they are answering the right questions and that they have hit the enter button. So we're going to go through finish taking the quiz. So we can now see the progress as students go through. And like I was saying, we can kind of double check, like say that Albert had finished answering, but he didn't push the answer button. And you can see other students have been answering because our number of students that have answered keeps going up. But let's say we're stuck on this 5 of 6 students have answered, and we're waiting for somebody to finish answering, and everybody else is finished, and we're waiting. We can show Albert's not finished. Well, Albert then looks at his remote and says, oh, I forgot to push enter. So he pushes enter, and now all students have finished. So that's just an extra benefit of having students sign in. And then when you stop the assessment, you can go back and see results, and we're going to look at seeing results again on what students have given you, and they can go back and review their results just like before. So this part is not much different, but we are going to, in the next video, look at a couple of additional feedbacks that you get from having students signed in when you're looking at the assessment results.